They posted the eye emojis in the replies, and I'm like, maybe the team can't even respond. The team can't even respond or quote tweet or anything because obviously we don't know what way her contract is with her name and image likeness. Are they allowed to post what they are and what they aren't allowed to post? But at the end of the day, the Indiana Fever obviously are posting about Caitlin Clark.
The recent unveiling of Caitlin Clark's signature logo has put an end to widespread criticism about the Indiana Fever organization allegedly not showing proper respect for their star player. Critics had been vocal about the team's apparent lack of support, but the dramatic transformation of Gainbridge Fieldhouse tells a different story entirely. The venue has been completely redesigned to showcase Caitlin Clark's new branding throughout the entire exterior area. This comprehensive makeover demonstrates significant planning and investment from the organization, contradicting claims that they don't value their marquee player. Initially, the Indiana Fever's social media response seemed limited when the logo was first revealed.
Are posting about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin was here. Caitlin was here. Caitlin was here. I don't get that reference. Am I just being dumb? Am I just being dumb for not getting the Caitlin was here reference? But yeah, that's obviously a thing. That's obviously a thing that is happening right now, and I mean, obviously, I'm probably dumb not understanding the reference, but
many fans interpreted this silence as further evidence of disrespect. However, contractual restrictions around name, image, and likeness rights may have prevented immediate promotional posts. Teams often face legal limitations on how they can promote individual players without proper clearance. The organization eventually began promoting the logo reveal with subtle social media posts, including eye emojis and replies, before launching their full promotional campaign. The phrase "Caitlin was here" became prominently featured in their marketing, though the specific reference behind this slogan remains unclear to many observers.
Probably dumb not understanding the reference, but it's in Gainbridge. So can people just stop complaining about this stuff? I expect shirts on every single seats once their apparel is out. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I would hope they do something, but I have no idea. I have no idea. That costs a lot of money. That one's on Herb Simon. That one's on Herb Simon. But
fan reactions to the actual logo design have been mixed. Some supporters expressed disappointment with the final product, feeling it doesn't meet expectations or appears hate.
But at the end of the day, it seems like she's freaking taking over Gainbridge. Is a random park. Well, this is a park in Indiana, or is this outside Gainbridge? I've actually got no idea. Okay, Jerome Morris by Sentinel Plaza. The party is open to the public starting 4 p.m. Man, you better believe if I was in Indiana, I'd be here. I'd be doing that. I kid you not. I kid you not. If I didn't have ties here, if I didn't have ties in Ireland and I was able to get myself a visa.
The idea that an organization could decide overnight to install such elaborate branding and have it completed by morning demonstrates a fundamental misunderstanding of how these projects work. The timing of social media posts also drew criticism, with some fans complaining about delays in promotional content. However, the gap between the initial logo reveal and subsequent promotional posts was less than 24 hours, which represents reasonable response time for coordinated marketing campaigns. Beyond Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the promotion extended to other locations, including Jerome Morris by Sentinel Plaza, where public events were organized starting at 4 p.m. This expansion shows the broader community involvement in celebrating the logo launch.
Myself a visa to go over to the States, I probably would have moved to Indiana. Like, just due to the proximity to all of this, I probably would be living in Indiana right now, which is kind of a crazy one. But one, it's not easy to move to America, and two, I kind of have a lot of major reasons why I just can't leave Ireland. But and one of those reasons being I don't want to. But yeah, it's an interesting one. She deserved a better logo. I don't hate the logo. I don't love the logo.
Discussion about the logo's aesthetic continues among fans and observers. Some appreciate the sophisticated design approach, while others expected something more distinctive or creative. The challenge of creating memorable branding with the letter CC while avoiding copyright issues with existing luxury brands presents genuine design constraints. The promotional effort represents the most significant
But yeah, it's an interesting one. She deserved a better logo. I don't hate the logo. I don't love the logo, but I don't hate the logo. Can't wait to buy as much Caitlin Clark Nike merch as you can. I don't hate it. They see Angel thriving and can't stand his logo goes just to play in the Chanel logo. What else are you meant to do with CC? What else are you meant to do with CC? It looks like they planned it in a hurry yesterday because of complaints from the same fans who always complain about everything. It's like, no, like, what? What are you on? Oh, it looks like they did it in a hurry.
Speculation about Caitlin Clark's future with the team often accompanies these discussions. Her rookie contract ensures she will remain with Indiana for at least 3 more seasons, making any departure highly unlikely unless she specifically requests a trade, which would be unusual during a rookie deal. The comparison between different WNBA teams' promotional strategies also emerges in these conversations. Some fans suggest other organizations, such as the New York Liberty with their promotion of players like Sabrina Ionescu and other stars, handle player marketing more effectively than Indiana. However, the Indiana Fever's promotional challenges may not be specific to Caitlin Clark.
What? What are you on? Oh, it looks like they did it in a hurry. I'm sorry, they can't just decide. They can't just decide at midnight that, oh shit, we've done nothing, and then have this up by 10 a.m. in the morning. Have this all made and up by 10 a.m. They can't just do that. How dumb are people? The team didn't want to post Caitlin Clark stuff. I think they did a really poor job of it last year. TV viewership declining, ticket sales not what you want it to be. Let's get some more. Like, what is going on?
The organization has historically struggled with marketing and fan engagement across all areas, suggesting systemic issues rather than targeted neglect of any individual player. The broader question remains whether such promotional efforts constitute a significant development or routine team marketing. Different perspectives exist on the importance of logo launches and venue branding in professional sports. Some fans view these displays as essential recognition for star players, while others consider...
What is going on? A snail is faster than you. Like, it's midday. It's midday the following day. The logos are released like 8 p.m. and it's midday the following day. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? What are we actually doing? But yeah, it's...
The debate also highlights fan expectations in the social media age. Immediate response times and constant promotional content have become expected standards, creating pressure on organizations to maintain continuous engagement around player achievements and milestones. Public events and community involvement add another dimension to these promotional campaigns. The decision to host open public gatherings around the logo launch demonstrates efforts to engage local supporters and build community connection with the team. Geographic factors play a role in fan engagement with these events.
We told y'all last year, Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. The stuff we seen Caitlin Clark do last year, we might not ever see again for another 30 damn years, especially in the WNBA, even if this might not even be a league in the next 30. We don't know. But to see a female come into a rookie season and dominate the way Caitlin did was remarkable. Now, let's get back to Paige. I'm not saying that Paige isn't dominating. She put up 44 points, balling. Now, it's a little red flags in the way Paige has been dominating. See,
supporters from distant locations express frustration about missing these local celebrations, while Indiana residents have unique access to participate directly in team-sponsored activities. International fans face additional barriers to participation, including visa requirements and travel costs, making local promotional events particularly exclusive experiences for regional supporters. The long-term impact of such promotional campaigns on player retention and team loyalty remains unclear. While immediate fan reactions provide some feedback, the lasting effects on attendance, merchandise sales, and community support require extended observation. Contract negotiations and player satisfaction often involve factors beyond public recognition.
It's a little red flags in the way Paige has been dominating. See, a lot of fans that really been watching the basketball games and really been paying attention to the stuff Paige's been doing, we all know Paige has been scoring at will because from the outside looking in, allegedly, it looked like they're letting Paige score like this. Like they're letting Paige get off and they're basically allowing her to do the things that she's doing. We're not saying that Paige isn't a great player. I believe she's awesome. She's an awesome person, awesome humanity.
Promotional displays represent just one element of the overall player experience. The discussion surrounding this logo launch reflects broader themes in professional sports marketing, including the balance between individual player promotion and team branding, the role of social media in fan engagement, and the expectations placed on organizations to celebrate player achievements. Whether this promotional effort satisfies critics or merely represents standard marketing practice, it demonstrates the Indiana Fever's recognition of Caitlin Clark's value to their organization and community. The extensive planning and investment required for such displays suggests genuine commitment to celebrating her contributions to the team. Future promotional efforts will likely face similar scrutiny from fans expecting consistent recognition of star players.
I believe she's awesome. She's an awesome person, awesome humanitarian, an awesome basketball player. I just want her to get the same pretty much defensive factors Caitlin was dealt with as a rookie. And so far she has not, but as a recent, she has a little bit. Now, she did get hurt, man. If you guys did not know, Paige Beckers is on IR right now. And it ain't looking good for her, bro, because she's dealing with the so-called illness. Now, to me, I believe they're not being transparent.
The precedent set by this logo launch may establish new standards for how the organization approaches player marketing and community engagement moving forward. Current circumstances appear to be creating new challenges for Paige Beckers as she remains listed on the injured reserve.
I believe they're not being transparent about her injury. So, shout out to the underdog WNBA. They stated Paige Beckers' illness went through shoot around Wednesday. And as of right here, it stated that she probably will be out, bro. So this is the gentleman right here that broke the story here. If I can find the original article. Here we go. Let's see here. He stated Paige Beckers is questionable for Wednesday Wings games after missing practice with the illness.
Initial expectations suggested Beckers would match or exceed Clark's rookie performance levels. However, Clark's inaugural campaign represented a generational talent display that may not be replicated for decades, if ever witnessed again in women's professional basketball. The dominance Clark exhibited as a first-year player was unprecedented in recent memory. Beckers has demonstrated significant offensive capability, including a notable 44-point performance. However, observational analysis suggests potential concerns regarding the defensive attention she has faced.
Paige Beckers is questionable for Wednesday Wings games after missing practice with the illness. Now, we know last time we seen Paige Beckers, man, she was getting defended like the Dark Knight, bro. I just gotta be honest, bro. They had a wall. They had a wall on her, bro. They had a wall on her. I mean, she couldn't do nothing. I just gotta keep it real. And it was looking real spooky for Paige. And a lot of people noticed it. Noticed how teams was actually starting to blitz her. Noticed how team was starting to apply more pressure.
Close examination of game footage indicates she may not have encountered the same intensive defensive schemes typically applied to elite rookies. Though this pattern has begun changing recently, the defensive pressure escalation became evident in recent contests where opponents deployed more aggressive coverage strategies, creating visible difficulties for the Dallas guard. This shift coincides with increased scrutiny from basketball analysts and content creators who highlighted the disparity in defensive treatment. Currently,
starting to apply more pressure to her because you want to know why? Because us content creators called it out. You know, we just had to call it out for what it was. And the fact of the matter is that Paige wasn't getting the same treatment that every other damn rookie got. You know, and it is what it is. And there is a clip that is going around. Shout out to the homeboy Mike finding this. Actually,
According to reports from basketball journalism sources, she missed Wednesday's shoot-around and remains questionable for upcoming games. Her most recent appearance saw intensified defensive coverage that severely limited her effectiveness. Teams began implementing systematic approaches designed to neutralize her scoring threats, creating challenges she hadn't previously encountered during her rookie campaign. Recent podcast discussions from athletic media outlets have provided analytical perspective on her season performance. Statistical comparisons reveal areas where improvement remains necessary, particularly in clutch time situations where other rookies have demonstrated superior efficiency rates.
A podcast studio athletic speaking about this page stuff. Let's pull it up right now. Let's listen to some of this, man.
Only thing you can really quibble with what Paige has done this year is like when I'm trying to make my rookie of the year case and I look at clutch stats, and Sonny Citron is, shooting 44% from the field in clutch time and 46% on threes, and Paige has not been great in those situations, right? Like that's really the only thing that you can look at and be like, oh, this is where Paige needs to improve. But even then, like we just talked about this with Seattle, small samples.
The broader context suggests Dallas may benefit from strategic positioning for future draft considerations, potentially making immediate wins less prioritized than long-term roster construction around Buckers as a centerpiece. Despite various challenges, recognition exists for her achievements, including all-star starter selection and consideration among the league's top guards. However, all WNBA team selection remains uncertain given the team's overall record. When examining rookie season comparisons, particularly against Clark's debut campaign, significant differences emerge across multiple.
Paige needs to improve. But even then, like we just talked about this with Seattle, small sample sizes, those things vary. Probably in Dallas's best interest to lose these games, get a better lottery pick for next year so that they can add that to Paige and then move on. So I think this has just been an outstanding rookie season for Paige Becker. She was already voted an all-star starter. We're already talking about her as one of like the 5-6 best guards in the league. So, I don't know if all WNBA is like in the cards this year for her, especially with, again, all of the losing that Dallas has been doing. But for her to get, to being the best player in the WNBA, like this season.
While both players average similar scoring numbers, Enver's approximately 19 points per game. Later statistical areas reveal disparities. Rebounding numbers favor Clark with 5.7 per game compared to Biker's 3.9. The most substantial difference appears in playmaking, where Clark averaged 8.4 assists compared to Biker's 5.2. This gap reflects different approaches to pace and transition basketball, with Clark demonstrating more aggressive ball handling and creative distribution.